Okay, guys, this is the second part of the video that I promised that I would go through the electricity and the electrical part of a food truck. Let me start by saying that the electricity system of a food truck is a vital component that ensures smooth operation of various appliances, and the equipment on board. I mean, it's the lifeblood of the truck. Besides the gas, and I mean that powers everything from refrigeration units to cooking equipment, lighting, as well as designed. A good, well-designed electrical system is crucial to meet the demands of a food truck business. I mean, typically it starts with a power source, such as generator, shore power hookup, meaning that are you getting power from the pole at an event somewhere, which supplies electricity to a distribution panel. From there, the electricity is distributed to different circuits and outlets throughout the truck. The whole purpose of me making the video is to make sure that if you haven't been in the food truck industry and you're getting a truck built, I believe most people that have food trucks get them built, right? For instance, you got 80 grand. You have this idea that you want a nice food trailer or food truck, but you got to know the type of electricity whoever that person is that is building that food truck is going to put in that food truck. You want to know if that person have a certified electrician on board. I mean, I don't want you to ask questions and sound like some smart aleck, but you need to know because things will happen. Okay? I mean, moreover, the electrical system must be designed to be mobile, to withstand the vibrations and movements associated with being on the road. In other words, I mean, when you're driving, things vibrate and things do break. So regular maintenance and inspections are essential to ensure that the system remains in good condition, minimizing the risk of electrical malfunction and downtime. I mean, you just spent 80 grand on a truck. You don't want to spend half the time you're on the road fixing it. So by having a reliable and efficient electrical system, I mean, food truck owners can focus on delivering, delicious meals while providing a comfortable and safe environment for both their staff and customers. Now, here's the thing. If somebody's building your food truck, the first thing you should ask is, how many amps are you putting in the truck? My choice was 50 amps because I figured having knowledge in electricity, I would later on be adding components. My trailer rather came stock with refrigerator freezer, one ice cream freezer, two air conditioners up top. I noticed that a lot of people, they put mini splits in these trucks. Guys, in the middle of June and July, mini splits do not work in food trucks. You need something more of a forceful, with a forced draft type of, I use the RV style air conditioners. They work pretty well along with the exhaust fan. So basically you need to ask, are you putting 30 amps in here or are you putting 50 amps in here? I chose 50 because, again, later on I went on to add more appliances. Now 30 amps is the common thing with food trucks. So, but the reason why I chose 50, you can downgrade from 50 to 30. They make adapters that you can go to from 50 to 30. So in other words, but you can't go from 30 to 50 because the wiring in 50 is bigger and then the breakers are bigger. So you need to ask, what type of electricity are you putting in here? You need to understand the wiring, the type of paneling, and the type of breakers. I prefer GFCI style breakers than regular breakers simply because GFCI breakers are more sensitive and more responsive than regular breakers. That is a little more expensive, but you need to really ask those questions. Now, what type of food truck do you plan on, what type of food do you plan on serving? Is it going to be a donut truck? Or is it going to be a regular taco truck? Or are you going to do like I do? I mean, I got like 15 different things on the menu, meaning that I'm running, I have a 15,000 watt generator that If I needed to turn on everything inside that truck, I wouldn't have a problem. So is it going to be a fruit truck? Is it going to be a pizza truck? So you got to know exactly what your appliances are as far as electrical appliances, and then what your load calculation is going to be. Are you going to need 50 amps? Maybe not. Maybe you just need 30, a refrigerator, freezer, a fan, an extra electrical warmer and stuff like that. But that's when the plan comes in. If you're doing donuts, you basically need a special type of deep fryer. If you're just doing, French fries and hot dogs and things like that, you just need a regular deep fryer. If you're doing chicken tenders, you don't need that much stuff. Me, for instance, I have 50 amps because I use 50 amps. It's huge. So write it down on paper. If you're doing fruits, all you need is refrigerators, cold tables, just the regular stuff. You don't need 50 amps because 50 amps takes more, a bigger wire, like I said, bigger breakers. But if you're just doing a regular, say for instance, you're just selling fruits, you're doing juice, you don't need 50 amps. But you need to ask whoever it is that's building your truck, or even if you go out, you buy a truck, you got to know. Don't just go blindly buying a truck because it's pretty, it's got a pretty wrap on it. Do your homework. Get an electrician. Inspect the electrical system. How many outlets are there? Is this thing properly grounded? Because you know what? You can plug in a food truck, and every customer that touches the body of that food truck, even where the trays are, they get shocked. That's something called hot skin. Because remember, food trucks don't have an earth ground like your house does. It does have a ground wire. The third wire that you're looking at in the plug is the ground wire, but in your case, it's chassis ground. It is not earth ground, so it won't prevent anybody from getting shocked. So, there are ways you can take care of something called hot skin by grounding the components around the truck. So you have to know, because food trucks are made by the guy down the street. Food trucks are made by, this regular shop that decided to say, I'm going to build food trucks. It's not a real manufacturer. Like Ford don't make food trucks. GM don't make food trucks. It's not like you're going to have it where if something goes wrong, you can take it back to the dealer. So you got to do your homework and understand the electricity and how things work when it comes to breakers and wiring before you go out and purchase a food truck, guys. It's sort of like an RV, for instance. You would watch these videos about RVs, different types of refrigerators, integrated gas, electricity, and stuff like that. So you got to know. I mean, I got a friend of mine who went out and bought a food truck, spent a bunch of money, and everything, his refrigerator's gas, everything is gas inside the truck. He goes through like a tank of gas a day. You know what I mean? You have to know. This guy goes out, he buys like a 30, what is it, a 20 something gallon. When he goes out, he actually goes through a whole tank of gas, which is the tall one that's in back of the truck, per day, because everything he has is like, everything is gas operated. Gas refrigerator, gas freezer, minimal electricity. So draw a plan, do your homework, and make sure you don't go out there and spend a bunch of money, and the next thing you know, you can't use the thing. Okay, guys? Take my advice. The next video is I'm going to show you pictures of these plugs, the types of panels, the electrical wiring, breakers, and everything else. So until next time, guys, this is again John, your Chef John from Grab and Go. Be easy.